Hello, my dear friend. I have also become somewhat obsessed with a web series called Behind the Blinds, Filmmaking 101. And I'm going to try to explain the premise, and you tell me if I'm missing anything. Two Eastern European mobsters have decided, it's based in LA,
Yes.
right? They've decided they're going to make a movie. So they hire a young writer, they get actors together, they have auditions and whatever, and it's just hilarious. The production values are excellent. I mean, we've seen a lot of web series, but this one just feels like a real, I don't know, like a professional situation, which it is. You're a professional actor. I interviewed the guys in Where the Bears Are, you know that one as well?
Yeah.
And yours is very different, but there's something about how you leave us hanging at the end of each episode that I really look forward to the next one. So I encourage you guys to go on YouTube and check this out, Behind the Blinds. Now I'd like to talk to you a little bit about your pivotal moment where you took that leap of faith. I had seen Oded writing furiously at the coffee bean in his journal, and I was writing furiously in my journal too. I was like, I wonder what he's up to, and we kind of be checking each other out. A few months later, how long did it take you to write?
Well, I started writing about 6 years ago. I didn't know what I was writing.
Oh.
I was still an animator then, and I was just writing just to get stuff off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I became an actor, I continued writing it. That time it was more as a show, so you could say it took me about 4 years to write the whole thing.
Right.
And then it became a one-man show.
Yeah, so Oded wrote the book of Oded, chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
It's
Chapter 1 is being...
Chapter 1 comes after
So
chapter
far.
2, I guess, yeah. But I saw the first production of that, and then I saw when you put it up the second time, and it was just so touching. It's a one-man show. It's essentially a monologue, minimal props, and it's telling your life story, essentially, moving from Tel Aviv.
Chapter 2 of my life.
Yeah. You are also a writer, and last episode we were talking about how, as independent artists, we wear a number of hats, and we're expected to sort of not just be an actor, but be an actor who also writes, or,
Well,
you know.
I'll tell you what happened. I never really wrote in my life. You know, when I was a teenager, I wrote a few poems. But when I started going to acting classes, that specific class, we did scenes and we did monologues.
Mhm.
And you know, you're looking for monologues all over the internet or in books and stuff like that. And I would find sometimes things that I like. But then I felt like, why don't I write my own monologues, you know, with stuff that actually touches me? And it wasn't necessarily about my life. I would watch an HBO documentary about something, and it really touched me, and I would write a monologue as one of them.
And what fascinated me, I learned this today, is that you never thought about becoming an actor. It just kind of
I was
presented itself.
Acting was exactly that. You know, I never wanted to be in front of the camera or be on the stage or anything like that.
Mhm.
I was an animator for 16 years, and the last 6 years I had opportunities to be in front of the camera because it was motion capture, you know, with all the little dots and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I was always, don't ask me to be in front of a camera.
What changed?
I quit animation because I felt that I was missing creativity in my work, which was, you know, my whole path started with being creative and wanted to do more and more creative things. But the more I worked for big and big companies, the less creative I became. You know?
Mhm.
So when I quit, I actually took a pad, I wrote the word creativity on the top, and I wrote everything that's creative that I'm going to try. Not to do it, but just to wake up creativity. So I went back to photography, which I've done before. I started painting. I even went to some jazz classes where which was a lot of fun, but I knew I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And then I came to the word acting, and I was like, I don't want to be an actor, so what am I going to do? And I called a couple of friends of mine who are actors in movies and TV, and I said, what do I do? And they said, well, you don't want to be an actor, right? And I said, of course not. So why don't you go and try improv, you know, one of those schools? And I Googled, and this sounds like my character in Behind the Bars, you know, I just Googled it, Behind the Blinds.
Behind us,
Not the bars, but they should be
That's a
behind the
different
bars.
form. Yeah.
and I wrote, improv school, and Second City came out, and I remember Second City from SCTV and all that, and there were Tina Fey came out and all that. I was like, yeah, Second City, that's the way to go. And I just signed up for a class. One of the, they have first improv classes where you don't have to audition or anything. And I went to the first class. I remember it was a Tuesday. It was a 4-hour class, and I came home and I was like, I love it.
Gotta
It was so
act.
much fun. But not the acting, the playing.
Improv.
It was improv. It was playing. It was doing whose line is it anyway kind of games, But then in 6 months doing it every Tuesday. First of all, every 8 weeks we had a show, and almost immediately every show my classmates wanted me to be the MC. And I would go on stage. I felt much more comfortable on stage than I felt off stage. And I would never even, write my intro. I would just come and say stuff, and it came really naturally.
That's so interesting. Because it makes me think, like I always think that, as a kid you want to be a certain thing, and then you kind of pursue it, and like there's some inkling when you're a child of what you would be good at, but you're an excellent actor, just saying. So I think that's fascinating, and it just came out of writing this list. What else was on the list?
Painting and...
How's the painting? Are your paintings good?
Yes, I'm still painting.
Yeah.
I found intuitive painting as a way to kind of release. I think this whole thing was, as a kid I was pretty open and free, and then at one point, adulthood gets in, and I was in the army and all that, and everything kind of shuts down. And I was in a society that doesn't, at that time I think didn't encourage men to be open with feelings and stuff like that. So there was a lot closed in. And then, as you know from my show, I went through a lot of, traumatic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that actually helped close me down even more. So when I started opening it, I just opened a little bit and stuff started going out.
It had to get out.
And it felt really good.
So now, is it more acting than writing? Are you writing anything now?
I'm doing both. I'm acting more than I'm writing, but I am writing because, first of all, I found out that when I want to write or when I just sit, stuff just comes, and it's being written, just like my show. I knew the first line of the writing of my show. I knew it for years. I knew that this thing is stuck in my head. It's like it wants to come out. And when I started writing it, I'm doing like this because I wrote it in Hebrew first. I did, because it just came out, and things just started spewing out. So that's what's happening now. I know I wanted to write about my relationship with my dad and all that. So things just, and it starts with a scene. It starts with an evening, the evening before he passed away. That was very traumatic for me, or huge, and stuff happened, and I start with a very little thing, and then suddenly it's like an avalanche, it just rolls.
Well, that was the other fascinating thing with you, is that you didn't have any writing experience either, right? Because I ostensibly am still writing a musical play. But it's not as easy as one would think. Like when I saw your show, it's like there's not any dead space. Like it keeps going. There's humor just in the right spots. And you didn't take any writing classes, or?
What really helped was having a director and a producer, because when I was entertaining the idea of having it on the stage, I said, well, I can do it myself. I don't need anybody to help me. And then, Oscar offered to produce it. He wanted to hear it, so I just read the whole thing to him. And he says, well, I'm thinking this, I'm thinking that, I'm thinking this. And then other people who have done one man or one woman show told me, well, you need a director. And I said, well, let's see. And we started interviewing directors, and I realized I need a director. And the director actually helped me a lot with making it like tight as you've seen it, and places that, there were a few stories.
It did develop, that's true, because from the first time I saw it there was an arc. It was really...
Yeah, and sometimes just even little things. During the main run of the show, which was a 6-week run, it was pretty long for me. Even after the 4th or 5th show, The director would come and say, you know, there's a place where you say something really dramatic, or you know, that the audience haven't heard, and you need to pause just for them. And then when I paused for them, it actually changed me a lot, you know.
Well, I would say make those lists, everybody. Like, I'm inspired. I think that's amazing. I don't know, what do I want to do? What other creative thing might I? Well, people would think that animation is a creative thing. So when you said, would you have called yourself a creative to begin with? Like, as a type, personality type?
Oh yeah,
you always were. You drew, probably.
I drew. Yeah, as a kid I was doing always something creative, you know.
Yeah.
I had Super 8 camera that I did stuff, but creativity was always intuitive. It was like I would never put it into a box, you know. I never wrote script and did stuff. I always did like esoteric stuff and all that, but I found it to be, I think this is my writing is also very intuitive. It just kind of runs through me.
You're natural.
I think the bottom line is letting go of having to do that or this, you know. This, once I let go of, because in the show, you know, I would think, oh, I need to do this, and I was like, no, I don't need anything. I just whatever is going to come. Because after writing the show, after performing the show, I would think, why didn't I say this and that? And I was like, no, I didn't say it because I didn't have to say it.
Yeah, your first instinct was the
Exactly.
correct one.
Yeah. But you know, the whole thing with animation, I'm not telling anybody not to go into animation, but after, when I first started, the first few years, I was extremely creative. I worked on Star Trek, not the original show, but the Deep Space Nine and some other show. Yeah, it was really cool, and I had to come up with a lot of ideas and stuff, but the more I worked for bigger and bigger, like Disney or Sony, you know, you work on a huge movie when there's 500-600 people, there's usually between 3 and 5 people who decide everything. And once you get to you, then you get all the decisions, and now you have to just implement it as a technician. And there's also fun in that, but not for too long.
It's not. Yeah, I understand. And finally, I understand something good happened yesterday.
Yes. First, I have to tell you, you know, I've made becoming an actor was, I mean, even when I was starting to already act or having a headshot and stuff like that, I didn't call myself an actor for a couple of years, you know, it was really weird for me. Now I'm cool with it, but I made all kind of decisions about what am I auditioning for, you know, what am I doing and all that. And it was a little difficult because the amount of auditions came down, you know, when you decide that, for instance, I'm not going to do stuff completely free and stuff like that. The projects I'm getting are really amazing, like the web series and like a movie that I got a callback yesterday. It was the longest callback ever. It was 2 hours because it also had 2 chemistry reads in it. But they wrote me, both the producer and director, that I got it. They sent me the script. Apparently, I'm a very important person in the movie. I don't want to say because it's kind of like a little bit of a secret. But I'm very excited.
Oh, great! That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're excited. You've inspired me. I think I don't know the studio audience out there. Oded Kassirer, thank you